these religious leaders looking to trap him. He has these religious leaders following him around, looking for ways to really indict him, to say, look at you as a hypocrite. And yet, his disciples eat with unwashed hands, which was a definite prohibition. It was definitely a no-no for the Pharisees to do anything unless they had washed. They would clean up the outside without even realizing that they're only doing the superficial things. And they would hold to the traditions. And you know, some of us do the very same thing. You'll hear the preaching of the word and you'll walk past and say, I don't need to be born again, I'm Catholic. I don't need to be born again because I go to church all the time. I don't need to go to church because I've been baptized. I don't need to go to church because I've been confirmed. I don't need to go to church because of this or that or anything else. So you realize that you're holding to tradition. None of these things save you. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't do those things? No. But if you're holding on to the tradition, if you're holding on to these external things, hoping that if you just clean those up, you'll make yourself right with God, Jesus condemns that. The Pharisees even went so far as to say, you know what? Whatever my inheritance is from my parents is given to God. They would even negate the responsibility to take care of their own father and mother. And you know, it's interesting today that we do the very same thing. Rather than spend the time with our families, rather than spend the time with the very people who have brought us up to be who we are, what do? We say we don't have time for them. We have our jobs. We have our businesses going on. You're in poor health? Let's go to a nursing home. We negate the responsibility that we have for the very people that have made us who we are. Why? So that we can say we can wash our hands of the responsibility. But yet if I clean myself up, if I make myself look good, then obviously God has to approve of me. Then obviously God has to approve of me. And see, all of these things we do because we're really not getting at the heart of the issue. We're really not getting at the heart of the issue, and the heart of the issue is the issue of the heart. Do you realize that? The heart of the core issue of all that defiles us, of all that goes against the character and nature of God, is an issue of the heart. It's not of the externals. It's an issue of the heart. Because Jesus even called out the religious leaders, those that were holding to the traditions of men, and said, well did a prophet Isaiah prophesy of you. You honor me with your lips, but your hearts are far from me. Your hearts are far from me. And how often do we do that? You walk past and you say, amen to the preaching of the word. Oh well, knowing that your heart is not right with God. How often do we say, amen, I love Jesus Christ, while we're stumbling along the road? Our hearts are far from Him. But yet we want to clean ourselves up. We want to dress ourselves up. We want to make ourselves clean on the outside. But that's not what really makes us right with God. What makes us right with God is to have our heart changed through Jesus Christ. To have our heart changed through Jesus Christ. See, we're here in Vegas. It's Super Bowl weekend. There's a lot of external things that we'll indulge in. There's a lot of external things we're going to indulge in. Every hotel has a casino in it. They're going to want your money. You're playing with chance. But I'm not concerned about the fact that you're out there playing games